What do you do when you're not looking your best, when you're feeling out of your element, feeling unsuitable, feeling unbecoming of who you are and how you want to exist and show up in the world? Well, for me, when I know that I'm not looking my best, it's an indication that something is off with my internal landscape. It's an indication that I need to do something that's going to make me feel good. You know, when I work with women long term, one of the things that we start with is tapping into her own pleasure. We have to identify what makes her feel good. Because when a woman feels good, it activates what I call the cycle of beauty, right? Because when you feel good, there is a propensity to want to look even better. And when you feel good and you look even better, it's from this place that a woman is able to make the best decisions. She's able to choose wisely. She feels confident and focused and secure in how she's making decisions, whether it's about men, whether it's about the food and how she fuels her body, whether it's about her home, work, job, career, kids, all of that is coming from this place of joy. It's coming from this place of expansion and abundance and just, you know, feeling good, feeling great. This is important to know because this is how you begin to line yourself up for love. But let me also say this. This ain't for no man. This is for you. I do this for me, right? I'm teaching you what I need to learn and what I'm also practicing in my life. But I know that when I'm tapping into my own pleasure, when I'm tending to my own internal landscape, I show up as a better wife. I show up as a better mom. I show up as a more optimized and a better Monique. So beginning to tap into this will have positive ripples in other areas of your life, right? And the truth is that men will appear once you've taken the time to delight in yourself. That's the truth. And stepping into your feminine influence helps you to do that. How does it work? Well, you simply follow the feminine influence path to becoming. The path reveals the 6 skills that you get to master to have what you want in both love and life. And so I created a quick mini training. Well, I don't know about quick or mini. It's a training that you probably need to have in your arsenal. So you can click on the link below in the description and get access to that. Since we're on the topic, I wanted to share with you my 3 favorite fragrances, my three favorite perfumes that help me to show up as a leading lady in my own life. Now, I was inspired to do this segment to talk about like what helps me to show up as a leading lady because a couple of months ago, I participated in a workshop called Leading Ladies. It was offered by the local arts council, and it was a workshop for female identifying leaders and being able to step into the spotlight. It was totally my vibe, right? So we talked about body movement and, you know, just everything that you think it is, right? Everything that you think it is. So, you know, even after that, and of course, this is my time. So after the hospital scare, I just wanted something different. I felt like I wanted to show up as a leading lady and I wanted to do something different, but I wasn't sure what I wanted. You know, I don't want no piercings. I don't want a tattoo. I don't want to color my hair. And I was like, oh, what could I do? And I was like, I need a new perfume. I need a new perfume. And I had gotten some. So I have 3 of them that I want to share with you. And I'm going to start with this one. This is Hypnotic Poison. Now I have a story to share with you. This is not a new fragrance, right? This is, I don't even know how long this came out, but I will say when I was like 23, 24, I remember smelling this fragrance and I wanted it, but I was afraid to get it because I thought it was too mature. I just thought it was kind of out of my league. If Alien Superstar, the Beyonce song, if it were a fragrance, I feel like this would be it. This is why I wanted to step into perfume, because I wanted to feel both powerful and feminine. And I knew that a fragrance could help me to do that because at that time I was working at a, you know, I just wanted something new. I wanted a new environment. I had a co-working space that I was working in, but then they moved and relocated and they had to like do all this stuff with it. So it's not available to me anymore. And I had to come back home in my home office, which is beautiful. It's like a beautiful space, but you know how it is when you just want something new and different, right? So I was like, let me get some perfume. Yeah, to go back to the story though, to go back to the story. I thought it was too mature. I was like, oh, I thought it was too powerful. This is a story, like I'm ministering to myself. I thought that this was too powerful. And I had a thing about stepping into my own power, right? And being the woman who I know I am and maybe how I'm even perceived. And so the guy that I was dating at the time, he actually ended up getting me another one that I recommended, which is Pure Poison. And it smelled good. I think it smells better on my mom, but I should have gone with this. I should have gone with my first intention. And I'm sharing this because, you know, there may be something that you are naturally inclined to, and for whatever reason, you shy away from that. Again, that's about tending to our own inner landscape. There may be something that you're drawn to and you're about like, but you shy away from it for whatever reason. It's too much, it's too big, it's too powerful, it's too this, it's too that. That's why I'm so proud of myself for really creating this path that I just shared with you in terms of having what you want in both love and life, like the skills that I get to master. Because this smells so good. And let me read it to you in terms of what the website says, because when I read it, I was like, ooh, that's so good. Hypnotic Poison is a magnetic and sensual fragrance. It isn't a fragrance that you wear. It's a fragrance that wears you. It's a magical modern day love potion that is both feminine and daring. Ooh, I just love that language. I love it. So I don't know if y'all know this, but something non-sexual that turns me on is like language, words, not too much poetry. I want it to feel poetic, but I don't really like reading poetry, if you know what I mean. So this is one of them. This is number one. The second fragrance is so like unassuming. Do you know this? Do you know what this is? This is Nina Ricci's fragrance. It's just called Nina Ricci, and it's interesting how these two kind of, the bottles look alike. Let me see. Am I like showing it? Ta-da! Ta-da! So this one I had gotten as a gift years ago, like 10 years ago. And when I used to wear this all the time, girl, I used to put this on like, they gonna be on me, girl. That's gonna be on me. This is the one I'm wearing today, so I don't mind. I'm gonna spray it again. But yeah, girl. My two girls like this one. My husband likes this one. It's just an overall winner. And when I saw it, I was like, I had never really heard about this one. Girl, you buy this at the drugstore, okay? Next to the Yoop and the exclamation. I don't even know if they still sell exclamation. That was my first perfume when I was like 13. But yeah, I just get this at the drugstore. And this is my favorite fragrance to wear all year round because the notes on it, it's just, I don't get too much into the notes. Like, you know, when I used to work in the cosmetic department years ago, I learned about fragrances and the notes, and I knew that I was drawn to like patchouli and things like that. But I don't like to do that because oftentimes when I go into stores and I say, hey, well, I kind of like this, I don't like that, and then I end up not liking the scent. So I am open. I allow myself to be open to experience whatever I'm drawn to, and just to really like pay attention to what I like and what I'm drawn to. And this one is the one that my daughter likes too, my youngest daughter. They all like it, but this is a staple. You know, I like it. It's all year round, so I can wear it through all seasons. I like it that it is fruity, but still like a little bit of like deep sweetness, like warm and fruity. That's what I like about it. So this one is a keep. It's called Nina Ricci. And then the other one, the third fragrance that helps me show up as a leading lady in my own life, it helps me to feel powerful and feminine, is the one that you probably know. It's the Belle of the Ball. I got this for Christmas, girl. Libre, YSL, Libre Intense. All the girls are having it. All the girls are wearing it. So again, this Christmas, I was like, you know, I wanted to feel both powerful and feminine. I had told my husband, I was like, I want these perfumes. And I was hoping to get this in a gift set, but I don't think it came in a gift set. But this one right here is me. It just feels like, it smells like dark pleasure. That's the vibe that I get from it. It's so deep and powerful and feminine and all the things. What's interesting about these fragrances, when I was talking to my 2-year-old and I was asking her, I said, hey, which one do you like? Do you like this one? She was like, no, And then I showed her this one. She's like, this smells like, that's for daddy. And then when I sprayed and I, let her smell this one, she's like, yes, that one. So it's just interesting to note that there's such a strong connection between fragrance and memory. And so when I come in, listen, when I come in, I want people to be like, they're like, is Monique here? Why smell like that in here then? Why smell like her? I want to be able to leave that lasting impression. And that's very important to me. And so I can remember years ago, when my father was alive, he used to wear polo, and that was the only thing that he wore. And even now when I smell it, it just brings back so many fond memories of my dad. And so I'm sharing this with you because I'm not a type of woman, I don't have a lot of fragrances. I have another one, a Jo Malone, that's in there, but that even having 4 is a lot. I need 2, maybe like 3 in rotation, right? And I really say just 2, one all year, like all year round, which is going to be this one. And then another 2 like that I kind of, you know, go back and forth with, just depending on how I feel. I like to kind of be a little minimal. You know, I don't like a lot of stuff on my dresser, a lot of different options. And here's why. I want to come in, I want to have my signature scent, my signature fragrance. So, you know, as I close out this segment, I really want you to think about what can you tap into? What helps you to step into helping you to feel good? Like I said, I want to feel powerful and feminine. How do you want to feel? And what do you use to help elevate that experience and help you to really step into the next level you? Okay, so now moving on to the Q&A portion. Since you didn't send in a question, you didn't submit a question, I pulled one from the internet instead. So this actually comes from an article on Medium, and the question is love just for the beautiful? Now, the title of the article is actually, Am I Attractive Enough to Date? This was a couple years ago, but I thought it was really interesting to be able to show you how I would coach a woman in this situation. So this question is, well, her questions are, you know, am I attractive? Should I dress better? What can I do to be me while also being deemed attractive enough to have someone just give me a chance at a date? She asks, are attractive people not supposed to have trouble finding people interested in them? And then 2, if I have trouble finding people interested in me, does that mean I am not attractive? So this woman, just based on what I read, you know, she hired matchmakers. She has dated people, but it hasn't really progressed. There are a lot of things that I'm kind of picking up from this just based on what I'm reading. And so here's how I would coach a woman in this situation. Here's what I want you to know. This is almost like a question. This is kind of like, what's the trick to grow the hair and grow it long? You think it's one thing, but it's really something else. And it kind of like, it's like this deflating answer. Like, what? It's so simple. That's it. Yes, right? You think you want the long, like the peels and the tea to grow your hair in the onion water. Well, really, it just requires consistency, right? It's just basic life skills and whatever, and the things that come out of that, like the being, the becoming, the character that comes out of that process. So loving, being understanding, and understanding and kindness as the #1 trait that people look for in an ideal life mate is good news. Because the more you master the feminine influence path, the more you master these skills, it increases your level of attraction. It increases like your intimacy skills, to be honest. And here's what I really want to say. You might be unattractive, not attractive enough to date, but the gag is it has nothing to do with your looks or your appearance. Instead of focusing so much on, am I attractive? Is love just for the beautiful? Is this like, even just like reading the article, there is this spirit and this air of rigidity that's coming out. This is like oozing from it. It's too rigid. It's like a micro focus, and it's focused on the wrong thing. So instead of focusing on your appearance, what I would recommend is that you discover your influence style. It's actually one of the 6 skills in order to have what you want in both love and life. So this is the thing that you get to lean on. If you're not you don't think that you're attractive, well, what can you lean on? Right? What can you bring to the table that is really of you? Your feminine influence style is like a central attribute of your being. And because you're focusing on the wrong thing, you're missing the main thing, girl. You're missing the main thing. And I also want to say this, that the purposeful, loving relationship, a happy, hot and happy dating life, showing up like all the things, girl. It will not be the result of your need to make it happen. Instead, it will be born of your ability to influence and inspire men. And feminine influence helps you to do that. If you're new here, if you've made it all the way to this end and you're new here, I'm Monique Head, the founder of Feminine Influence, the finishing school where self-mastery becomes allure. I offer coaching to Christian women who want to line themselves up for love, so you feel confident, capable, and ready to attract your dream man. If that sounds like something that you want, go ahead and get the new training, how to get anything you want, especially for men. And then think about it. Let's potentially talk and have a conversation about what it's like to work together. See you next week. Take care and God bless.